And thanks for tuning in now to something we like to call Murdaugh After Hours, because we're taking a look at what happened in court today, a recap of what happened here in the hour since court ended. Testimony stopped around 5:30 or so this afternoon after a busy day of witness testimony in the double murder trial of Alex Murdaugh. The day saw him get emotional several times, visibly crying as he heard the calls he made and the graphic descriptions of what investigators found on the night the bodies of his wife and son were found. Our Kaylin Hagwood was in Colleton County today. She's got a recap from the courthouse.
A 911 call outlines the moments after prosecutors say Maggie and Paul Murdaugh were found shot dead at their family estate. Alex Murdaugh made the call for help after finding the two, but prosecutors say he's the one responsible, calling witnesses they believe link him to the crime, including Colleton County Detective Daniel Green.
They did check them? Yes, sir. It's official that they're dead?
Yes, sir. That's what it looks like.
When you observed these victims, was it obvious that they had injuries incompatible with life?
Yes, any reasonable person that came upon those bodies would have come to a conclusion that they were deceased.
But attorneys for Murdaugh say he's a loving father and spouse, with Murdaugh at times appearing emotional when graphic details of their deaths were shared. Barry McCoy is with the Colleton County Fire Rescue.
That is the body of Paul. He is laying down with, you can see there's substantial damage to his head with a lot of blood around his head.
Again, that was Kaylin Hagwood from earlier. We do have team coverage from Colleton County now. Sam Perez has a look at testimony from Captain Jason Chapman with the Colleton County Sheriff's Department. Now, he spent the longest time on the stand today answering questions about footprints, tire tracks, and his interactions with Murdaugh on the night the bodies were found.
I'm Sam Perez in Walterboro. Today, Captain Jason Chapman with the Colleton County Sheriff's Department took the stand for hours. He answered questions from both the prosecution and the defense about what he did the night he responded to the crime scene.
Again, I mean, he was emotional. The stress on his face. I didn't see him cry. Not everyone cries. I don't have an issue with that. There were times that when we got to certain places or asked certain questions that you could see a slight demeanor change or body language shift. And, you know, I took note of that, but again, just as a point of investigation. But he remained at the scene. He wasn't forced to say. He was cooperative, but he did, you know, there were times that you could see reaction to different things.
That's how Chapman described Murdaugh when he was at the scene. While answering questions from prosecuting attorney, Chapman said he didn't know what he was walking into. He didn't have any suspects in mind, he says, but he worked to protect the scene. The South Carolina Law Enforcement Division was called to investigate, but Chapman says rain was coming. To protect the scene, Chapman testified his officers began protecting potential evidence. Defense attorney Dick Harpootlian asked him about crime scene integrity and showed evidence of footprints at the scene that were allegedly crossed over by an investigator. Reporting in Colleton County, I'm Sam Perez.
And Corporal Chad McDowell with the Colleton County Sheriff's Department was one of the first law enforcement officers on the scene during the night of the killings. He also was the second witness to testify today. Prosecutors showed jurors footage from McDowell's body cam at the crime scene.
Right there to the right, what is that to the right of the screen?
It'd be Miss Murdaugh's body.
Maggie Murdaugh. Margaret Brandstetter Murdaugh.
Who are those individuals right there?
Sergeant Green and Mr. Murdaugh.
How you doing?
What did the defendant say to you right there?
He said, "How are you doing?"
Did you know him?
No, sir.
And multiple deputies had seen Paul's body before he was covered with a sheet, right?
Myself, Sergeant Green did.
Okay. But y'all, in your presence, any of the other officers with you there that night, did any of them discuss this as a possible murder-suicide?
It's possible. It's not to my recollection.
Again, Sam Perez, when they were hinting around at a murder-suicide, they were looking for a weapon perhaps under one of the bodies. That weapon was never found. Our Rachel Ripp breaks down Key takeaways from today's witnesses.
Green was questioned by prosecutors about Murdaugh and how he acted when arriving to the scene. Green explained he did not cry, but was visibly anxious.
And we apologize for not having that report. We're having some technical issues. You can continue to watch full coverage of the Alex Murdaugh double murder trial. You can download the WLTX Plus app, go to our YouTube page, or go to WLTX.com to follow the trial minute by minute for the very latest developments. And if you're wondering how exactly to watch on WLTX Plus, all you have to do is download the WLTX Plus on Roku or Amazon Fire device. From there, open up the WLTX Plus app and then click on this box called Alex Murdaugh Murder Trial Live Stream. And that is the latest on the Alex Murdaugh double murder trial after hours. We'll have much more later tonight on News 19 at 11.